Welcome back, friends. Today we have the second session in our subtopic of electrochemistry, and today we are going to discuss about the oxidation state and the laws of assigning the oxidation state of an element. Oxidation state, or sometimes it is called the oxidation number, is the number of electrons gained, lost or shared during a reaction. A recap from your form 2 chemistry ni kwamba an atom has three ways to become stable. It is whether by gaining electrons, losing of electron, or sharing of electrons. Kwa hiyo in some of the compound, the atom they become stable by gaining of electron. In some of compound it is by losing of electron. And some of the compound is by sharing of electrons. Now, zile electrons either gained, lost or shared during chemical reaction, they are what we call the oxidation state or the oxidation number. We have the laws for assigning the oxidation state, lakini kama nilivyokuambia kuwa hizi laws zinafanana tu na zile za kwenye form 2 chemistry, hata kama kule tulikuwa tusome laws, lakini the ways and the methods to calculate oxidation states, they are the same. Number 1, oxidation state of free and combined element is 0. So if we have free and combined element, let's say it is sodium, chlorine, hydrogen, oxygen. The oxidation state of any free and combined element is 0. That is the first law. The second law is that the oxidation state of a monoatomic ion is equal to its charge. Oxidation state of aluminium positive 3 is equal to positive 3. Oxidation state of sulfur negative 2 is equal to negative 2. Oxidation state of chlorine negative 1 is equal to negative 1. Oxidation state of potassium positive 1 is equal to positive 1. Unaona? Kwa hiyo hii inaitwa ni monoatomic ion. Monoatomic ion ni ion ambayo inakuwa na atom moja. Lakini the sum of oxidation state of the elements in a charged ion, au tungeweza kusema charged radical. I hope most of you know about radicals. Yani kwa mfano ikiwa SO4 2 negative, the sum of their oxidation state here is equal to negative 2. Sum. Maanake ukichukua oxidation state ya sulfur ukaplus na oxygen utapata negative 2. That means hapa unaweza kuulizwa utafute oxidation state ya yoyote, either sulfur or oxygen. But what you need to know is that the sum will be 2. So the sum of oxidation state of elements in a charged ion is equal to charge of that ion. Or in a charged radical. So for example, I think radical will be the best terminology rather than ion. For example, tukiwa tuna huyu hapa sulfate ion, ambaye sulfate ion are negative 2. Sum of the oxidation state hapa itakuwa sawasawa na negative 2. Wakati huyu ammonium sum of oxidation state ni positive 1, na huyu hapa phosphate sum of oxidation state in negative 3. So the sum of oxidation state is equal to charge of this radical. While the sum of oxidation state of elements in a neutral compound is 0. So for example, if you have potassium chloride, the sum of oxidation state is equal to 0. H2SO4, sum of oxidation state is equal to 0. Potassium permanganate, sum of oxidation state is equal to 0. Kwa sababu gani? Huyu hana charge yoyote, manake hapa inakuwa sawa na 0. Lakini kama hapo kuna charge yoyote, hiyo ndio itakuwa sum of oxidation states. So kuna rules nyingine kama hizi hapa. Oxygen has the oxidation state of negative 2. Number 6, the oxidation state of potassium and sodium is positive 1. Hizo ni rules tu ambazo ni additional. Number 7, the oxidation state of hydrogen is negative 1 in hydride and positive 1 when it is combined with non-metal. Kwa hiyo kwa mfano tukiwa tuna hydrogen, let's say we have hydrogen ambayo sodium hydride. Huyu hapa tukija kusolve oxidation state ile pale, manake sodium is +1 plus hydrogen is equal to 0. So hydrogen itakuwa sana -1. Unaona hii compound inaitwa hydride. Hydride tutaenda kusoma sana kwenye inorganic chemistry. Lakini tukiwa tuna hydrogen chloride, manake hapa itakuwa ni hydrogen plus -1 is equal to 0. Hydrogen B is equal to +1. So oxidation state of hydrogen can be +1 or -1 depending on the nature of the compound. If it is combined with the metal to form hydride, the oxidation state is -1. While when it combined with the non-metal, oxidation state is +1. So we have examples here. Calculate the oxidation state of underlying element in each of the following. I hope it's not the problem. Tayari ushasoma sana kwenye form 2 chemistry. Lakini anyway, pengine ulikimbia umande kwenye form 2 chemistry. So it's not bad to solve again. Tukiwa tuna carbonate, alafu tuna hapa tunahitajika tukakweti carbon, tuna chromium Cr2, then oxygen 7 hapa ni chromium, after that tuna potassium, permanganate, hapa ni manganate, manganese, tuna silicon yenyewe peke yake, alafu na tuna sulfuric acid H2SO4 required to calculate for sulfur. Okay, now let's start one after another. Is our mentors okay to column here. I'm starting with this one. Carbon, naandika carbon ile element ni ambayo nitafute plus. Oxygen charge yake ni ngapi? Ni -2 mara 3, hiyo hapa. -2 mara 3 is equal to, pale charge yake ni -2, kwa -2 itakuwa hii hapa. According to the rules, hii -2 itakuwa ndio itakuja hapa. So kitakachokuwa hapa ni kwamba carbon plus -6 ni sawa na -2. Carbon -6 is equal to -2. Carbon is equal to -2. Hii 6 ikija kuna kwa positive, so plus 6. Huyo hapo kiplus hapo kwenye addition of integers utapata +4. So therefore the oxidation state of carbon is +4. From here hapa chromium, lakini chromium hizi hapa ziko 2. So nitaweka 2 chromium Cr, then plus oxygen ni -2 times 7. -2 charge yake ziko 7 ni sawa sawa na pale juu charge yake ni -2. So itakuwa ni 2 chromium then plus hapa itakuwa -14 ni sawa sawa na -2. So 2 chromium then hii hapa nikipeleka huko itakuwa ni positive, so ni sawa sawa na -2 plus 14. That is to say 2 chromium is equal to, hapa tutapata ngapi? -2 jumlisha 14 tutapata positive 12. So divided by 2 tutapata chromium is equal to +6. That is the oxidation state of chromium in this case. Potassium, permanganate, potassium is +1 times 1, then tuta plus manganese huyo hapo, tuta plus -2 times 4 ni sawa na 0. Kwa nini nimeweka 0? Kwa sababu hapa hapana charge. Kwa hiyo maana yake itakuwa ni 1 plus manganese minus 8 is equal to 0. So that means manganese minus 7 is equal to 0. Manganese is equal to +7. This will be the oxidation state of manganese in this case. Silicon akiwa peke yake, remember we said the oxidation state of neutral element is 0. So hapo oxidation yake ni 0. Kwa sababu gani? Oxidation state of neutral element is 0. Wakati tukiwa tuna sulfuric acid yule pale, maana yake itakuwa ni +1 hydrogen, +1 hydrogen, kwa sababu hapa ni hydrogen imecombine with non-metal. Oxidation yake tuseme inakuwa +1, lakini ikicombine with a metal oxidation yake inakuwa -1. So hydrogen positive 1 times 2, then tuta plus sulfur, tuta plus negative 2 ya oxygen times 4 is equal to 0, kwa sababu huku hakuna kitu, kwa itakuwa 0. Kwa hiyo tunasema itakuwa ni 2 ku plus sulfur ku minus 8 is equal to 0. Sulfur ku minus 6, kwa sababu 2 na 8 manake itabakia negative 6 is equal to 0. From there manake itakuwa sulfur is equal to positive, sulfur is equal to positive 6. In our case sulfur tutapata sana positive 6. Kwa hiyo yeah, you will see the answers in the notes. You will see the answers. So in the notes you see the answers of all of these questions. All of these questions you will see the answers in the notes. So let us conclude this session here. In the next session we'll start looking at balancing the redox reactions in acidic, and then we'll move to basic medium. Tuna balance vipi redox reactions. Thank you, and let us wish you nice studies.